Good morning, everybody. It's Man Tomorrow here. Hit the like button upon coming in, so that way we can have this particular conversation. I aim to, I aim to destroy every piece of thing that they can hide behind within this space. Because that way, if I show you how everything works, and I can show you how just stagnant as these people are within this space, you could be able to just breeze past these actual things, and you can see the people who ain't serious about stuff, right? Because as you can see, before you came to this space, you thought it was one thing, but it's clearly another. And I mean clearly another. Most of these dudes want to run away from the truth. The truth is very simple. It is very easy to get out of this thing if you planned on getting out of it. It's very, 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 very easy. However, if you planned on staying here forever until somebody do the work for you, this is exactly the type of thing that you continuously run into. This is why you have like the now what I dubbed was hold on a second. But I'll show you what I'm talking about later on. So what you guys have got to realize is that they're not here to change anything. They're to keep complaining about this particular circumstance, about this woman, about their lack of productivity, everything, because they've already outsourced it to actually more productive people than them. And their job is to grow the numbers of lost people. They're not trying to sit here and be behind individuals who got their shit together, because individuals with their shit together are not going to team up with these type of dudes. The smart ones know that as soon as there's a 50% plus one ratio, a 50% plus one ratio, what happens after then is the fact that you're going to be mutinied out of your own stuff. Not that I needed to go through it a whole bunch of times for me to see so, but I was already seeing other people who went through it too. Other people who kept these questionable individuals around with no type of loyalty, because at the end of the day, most of the psyche, it's okay with an individual to turn around to build something based off of something fraudulent and then turn right around and be on some different stuff. And people only want to acknowledge the different stuff that somebody's on, but they don't care about the history and the track record of what a person has been a part of or what they've been silenced towards within the environment itself. That's the real problem that people actually don't get. The only thing you have to do is ask a person, okay, so what kind of work are you putting in where you live at? What kind of work are you putting in where you live at? Not trying to leverage everybody else's participation in other states. What are you doing in your state, in your city, the liberal city that you decide to live in? Because I don't believe most of these people have ever went out there and decided to just go live in conservative areas. What's going on, XC? What's going on, Dion Davis? What's going on, Robert Unson? Once you see how straightforward and easy this is, but for people who care the most about popularity, they're not going to pick a side. They're going to pick the middle, and they're going to try to leverage somebody's opinion to make it look like they have power that they clearly don't. It's not real hard to actually participate in the political process itself. That's not a real hard thing to do. It's really not hard at all. But what is hard is making up excuses of how come you don't want to participate in the process itself. Because I tell you what, other groups of people, they participate. 20 years ago, actually 25 years ago, people wasn't really focused on the Latino vote. They really didn't give a shit about what those people were doing. 20 to 25 years ago, they didn't really care about what those people were doing. Same system. Same exact system that we actually refuse to actually participate in the numbers that we can. Instead, we went to Jason Black, we went to Tariq Nasheed, we went to Yvette Carnell, we went to Tone Talks, every single thing possible, but participate in a very specific process. The problem is that people have problems following very simplistic directions. Very simplistic directions. But they can memorize mumble rap. They can tune in to Sports Center multiple times a day. They can waste a whole bunch of time following their actual favorite football, baseball, basketball team, draft choices, trades, all these personnel numbers, injuries. They could do all that. Yeah, they did go to Umar too. Yeah, but can't follow simplistic ass directions. Why? Because the saboteur is within, sir. The saboteur is within. Until you recognize, until you separate yourself from this bullshit ass pro black thought, until you separate yourself from this bullshit ass relationship industry conversation, until you start investing in self and divesting from people's opinions who are not at a place that you are not even sure how it works, you're going to have to choose some type of substance at some point. Again, not trying to make these people go away. We need more of these people here who's going to drag your attention away. Because after they go listen to all this nonsense, then they come around and complain to the people who are putting in work about simplistic things that don't mean anything. There is no way a woman's opinion is this important to you at this point. Especially a woman's opinion that you know that you shouldn't be with. Why would you wait for women that you don't like to give up power so that way they can settle for you if you don't want them in the first place? And while you waste all this time, other individuals are getting to the money, but see, they're not being flashy with it. So your grand assumption is that everybody like you is going through the same stuff that you're going through, when that's just not the case. They're just not showing off their gains with individuals who want to take their gains away from them. Again, we have this selective outrage and this selective silence that keep this whole system going. It's not even the woman. Not the woman. The woman can't tell you don't go out and be productive. Don't go out here and get your stuff straight. A woman doesn't even have that type of power to tell you that shit. You're doing it on your own. Why? You're trying to maintain the same circumstances that you was growing up with. And you're trying to do everything you can to not participate in society, because participants in society, you're supposed to prey upon those individuals who are participating in society. And the last thing you want to do is signal to everyone that you're wrong about all this. So you have a whole bunch of time to hang out and do things that you know you ain't supposed to be doing, and then go back to your minimum wage fucking job, and then complain about the presence of immigrants that make you feel some type of self-conscious about your actual position. My grandfather always said, if you're doing the right thing, your mere presence incite blackmail inferiority. Your mere presence of you doing the right thing, the correct things, incite blackmail inferiority. Your mere presence of not having to respect the wrong type of woman's opinion, these people try to make you Respect their masculinity. Even though you're mere presence and you having your shit together and you're not giving a damn about what they give a damn about, you've already invalidated their masculinity. They don't like that shit. That's what I'm talking about. But see, you got to be man enough to actually see that that's what's happening. Because what these people are doing is they're finding better and better content creators to hitch their lack of stagnation, to hitch their lack of progress too. And then they want to blame the content creator when they find out the content creator is just here to serve as another tool of stagnation. And then they expect everybody else to go punish this content creator on the behalf of how much time that they wasted listening to this individual, not understanding that the conversations were circular. It never had anything to do with progress. What's going on, Wacky World of O? As long as you understand that you're supposed to be ahead of them, these people are trying to flip it on you. You're supposed to be worrying about individual household as community, not the actual effects of everyone else benefiting as community. That's the problem. When they're talking about community, they're talking about people being liberated from their bad choices. You see, you haven't had a chance at having bad choices. What's going on now, specialist? You haven't had a chance at those choices. And it as the numbers go, the people who mess up the most seem to get the most chances at actually trying to repair themselves until you start taking this off of the actual field for them. If you don't know how things work within your area, that's your fault, not the system. As easy as it is to move away from minimum wage work at this point by the skills and resources piece, which when people disagree with it, they never say why they disagree with it. Because let me tell you another thing that I've noticed that is 100% true. The moment you start talking about progress, people immediately throw their insecurities in your face. The things that they're most unsecure about, they throw in your face immediately. All right, man, just leave these women alone. But these women are out here getting away with, as they should. I don't care about those women. They're not in my household. They get no protection. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. Because at the end of the day, no one is providing protection for you either. And if you spend all of your time worried about all these things that don't matter, you'll never have enough time to get to the actual things that do. And remember, this is what they mean by psyop and agents. These are the people who are around you who program you with this stuff. They program you with their insecurities. And then they have you go out and fight their battles. But here's the thing. They don't even give you proper tools to go out here and fight these battles. They give you dogma and propaganda, which sounds great once you're listening to it. But the moment you're pulled out of this environment and you actually have to explain this stuff outside the environment, you're going to seem insane. You're going to seem like a prepackaged robot with boilerplate talking points that you don't know anything about. And you're going to sound crazy to other people. Because when you radicalize, you have given up your ability to have common sense. You've outsourced it to other people. What's going on, Sexy Red? You've outsourced that to the dogma that you listen to. Because remember, it's either it's true or it's not. You don't have to pay a hell of a lot of attention to things that are not true in order for them to be true. If you're too stupid, and I'm going to keep using the word, too fucking stupid to recognize how power works, the only thing you do is you bust into a conversation because you're too stupid to say, "Hey, man, I don't understand how any of this shit works. Could you explain this to me?" That is an honest individual that I can respect, that don't know what the fuck is going on, that I can actually be able to actually give the information to, that I can be able to help. A person who I cannot help deliberately walks in with the wrong opinion or all this fucking manosphere propaganda. You give them the correct answer to things, and you know what they do? Go back to the propaganda because it makes them feel the best. Again, a person you can't help, but they come to you to be convinced about truth. Truth is not about convincing anyone of anything. It is about laying down how these things work, and you have to understand and adjust. If you don't understand these issues and you do not adjust to them, that propaganda is going to seem ever more easier to just straight up believe. No one is going to drag you into reality. Reality is something that you're going to have to walk towards repeatedly. You repeatedly are going to have to walk towards reality. hmm Start doing the proper things that you need to do. Watch how small that circle becomes. Watch how much you don't have anything in common with everyone else. You got to make a choice. And the choice is very easy. You could be economically ahead, but socially behind, or socially behind or economically ahead. And there ain't no way you can be in the middle of both of those camps at the same time. It's just not possible. That's why these idiots always try to leverage popularity. Because popularity is not about truth. Popularity is about leveraging the collective ignorance and giving them something specifically that is on their speed and on their level. And yes, watch. Keep your moves to yourself, keep progressing. Don't really change your wardrobe all that much to attract the wrong type of people. Don't change the car that you drive to attract those type of people. But get assets though. And watch how these people opinion change about you. The moment they find out what you're really doing with all this time. When you don't have to work a bajillion hours a week at a minimum wage job, you now have the time equity to make moves. Alone. You have to learn how this stuff works. Alone. You have to go in out there and actually put in the work, scale up in your actual career field alone. And the last thing on your mind is being taken advantage of by somebody who don't belong there just to prove that your genitals work. This is a man's failing. Unwilling to move to another environment where there are women who can actually deal with you on your level, that's your fault. Not the crop of women, your fault. Think about it. When you go into the supermarket, you go into the salad aisle, you go into the chicken aisle, you go into the turkey aisle, you go into the beef aisle. The freshness date is written on the actual package. So if you choose a package of something that doesn't have a freshness date for for the time period that you want to use it, if you end up with bad product, that's your fault as a consumer. But a lot of these people want to outsource the responsibility of a product being good to just a product because you get short-term gain out of it. This is why I disagree with this notion that you can simultaneously have sexual relations with the overall crop of women that you're currently complaining about. It's like an acceptable use policy for an internet browser. Whenever the browser updates, don't you have to click, I accept all these settings before you actually use it? So you can't say, I accept all these settings before you actually use it, and then you go high class into complaint mode the moment you start using the product again. A lot of this stuff you can't teach. There is no service pack 2 for Act 1.0. If that shit is not there upon installation, it's damn near impossible to reinstall it upon the programming of the environment. And I don't want to hear about your failures with these actual people. You don't care more racially about anybody for dealing with a bad product. You know damn well why you're dealing with that bad product. You're dealing with it because you're servicing very selfish needs and you do not care about the long term effect of what you're actually dealing with. How do you explain a 1 out of 10 with multiple options of men? Taste the rainbow looking fucking kids. You know that shit ain't come from one DNA pile, right? How did that happen? So many men wanted to make a deal, it didn't matter what her circumstances were. You told her through your lack of choice and discipline that her circumstances was good enough for somebody. And then you want to be mad when your ass gets used like everybody else get used in the same circumstance. Oh, now you a victim, right? Not only do you not want to take responsibility for the actual circumstance you put yourself in, now you expect the entire society to do work on your behalf like we fucking work for you to fix your circumstances. No one can fix these circumstances. No one can fix you but you. And even if you are fixed, how else we can be able to know whether this stuff works or not if we can't place you in an environment with things that you're supposed to 100% leave alone? Again, they act like they don't have agency. They walk into certain circumstance. They get the consequences, and then they expect everybody else to liberate them from these consequences. At some point, just got to take a hard look in the mirror, bruh. You got to take responsibility for all this time that you actually waste in other environments. You're not really fooling anybody, thinking that you're going to be over here, you're going to be over there, you're going to be over here, you're going to be over there. And all of a sudden, you're going to come up here. And once people start talking about progress, immediately you tell people about shit that you ain't capable of, or things that you refuse to stop messing with, or things that you refuse to leave behind, or family members that you want to try to save before you actually get started. Yep, yep. Those people who go stand outside the fucking high school in their car and shit in front of people in high school and middle school, and they're just stunting on them because they got a car. Until you like 19 years old, you go get a job and you realize, oh, anybody can have a car at 19, as long as you got a fucking job and a place to stay. I mean, it seemed like some high rolling shit until you got out there. I'm like, oh, this shit is simple. This shit is basic. This is why those people stayed behind to be around those high school kids. This is why these people stayed behind to be around these fucking middle school kids. Why? They wanted to stun on somebody with shit that's basic until you get it. And then you realize this shit ain't nothing. Now they pissed off. Why? You're not showing them appropriate respect. And not only that, you're going to take your ass out there to the real world. You're going to conquer the entire planet. And guess what's going to happen once you conquer the entire planet? You're going to bring your ass right back to your home city. And you're going to put all these dudes on. These dudes who never cared about you, these dudes who never respected you, these dudes who only invested in the wrong type of woman's opinion, not their overall success as a man. That world is drying up. That world is gone. Say it again. Most of these people live in the same city their entire life, talk about the hood, rent a house in the hood, see a house in the hood, haven't saved up shit to actually go get it, nothing. Why? Outsource it to somebody else. Oh, I ain't gonna never get my shit together. Reparations gonna fix that shit. Okay, do you participate in the political process? No, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna wait till somebody else fixes it. And until then, I'm just gonna be a failure until that time comes when somebody else is gonna fix it for me. Rather than get my shit together, I'm just gonna listen to the relationship industry complex that doesn't go anywhere. What's going on, Lil Rock? I'm just gonna sit here until somebody else fixes it. They know that their time period's ending. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. It's not a big deal though. Not a big deal at all. Because this shit is truth and self evidence. Or you could just go argue about things from the relationship industry complex, and you can always get notifications for bullshit. You can do that all day. But that's what these things are, man. You have to understand that at this point, if you find yourself as a panelist on BGS Ed Moore's channel, and I'm not talking about DC code breakers, I'm talking about the rest of the coagulation of niggas that go up there, who's talking about the same shit that they talked about 8, 9 fucking years ago when I first got here, then dude, there ain't no help for you as a person. 40 years old, still worried about a bitch's opinion. 40 years old, still worried about a woman choosing you. 40 years old, still waiting on everybody else in the government to correct your woman for you. 30, 40 years old. No, you have like this whole level of arrestedly developed men who are floundering in this zone, waiting on everybody else to come fix their shit for them. That's why the youth ain't here. The youth ain't here listening to this shit. The people who are actually raised in a two-parent household, who actually took some action, they ain't here. They ain't here listening to lost men. They fucking parents and their social circle and the actual support system wouldn't even allow them to be around these type of people. Worried about hoes and immigrants. Oh boy, that's a dumb nigga conundrum, man. Worried about hoes and immigrants and putting in no work for self. Bro, you can't make this shit up, man. Can't make it up. But at the end of the day, they're so concerned about the outcomes of the community. Like, no, you're concerned about somebody taking care of your responsibilities in this community. You're not concerned about the outcomes of the community. When did that start? When did that actually start? No, they're worried about collective benefit, not collective action. Oh, no, 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 no. I've outsourced that to other people. Like I said, man, the scoreboard is never lying, folks. You can follow a damn fool down his actual level of popularity, but there's nothing else he's going to be able to do outside of that. Nothing else. They worried about people sleeping on floors in schools rather than taking their ass and going taking advantage of this actual paid for education at your workforce center. Top 10 jobs in every state. Most of these states, most of these liberal ass areas, they got jobs programs and training that you can get into. Yep, ho hos and ding dongs. But that's where we at though. Again, the scoreboard ain't lying, man. Scoreboard ain't lying. The only thing you have to do, find other people to work with right away and get going. Problem is, if you keep trying to find this black only solution that allow you to keep keeping up with this relationship industry conversation and being politically ignorant, then you're always gonna be lost. Yep, that's what it is. Those are our damn floors in those schools. We should be sleeping on those floors. They should be spending that money on us. I'm like, okay, would you rather have $51 million and you sleep on the floor? Or would you have $3 or $4 billion of an actual society that is actually set up for you to actually succeed and just deal with that? You see, they don't even understand how that shit works. You want to know why? They need a personal press conference because everything needs to be explained to them. Why? They've outsourced that shit to somebody else. Why should they know about the $3 or $4 billion that is spent in this state every single year to make sure that you have a comfortable society where the only thing you have to do is show up and produce? They don't know anything about that. Give me a personal press conference. Give me a personal press conference. Why don't you sit here and explain it to me? I'm like, yeah, this shit was American government in high school. That's when you should have learned this shit. High school. Look, if Mississippi public schools can teach this bullshit in school and I got it, then you should be able to get it wherever you live at. Not hard. But at the end of the day, oh well, you know what? I'm just gonna take you hostage with my ignorance. If you don't teach it to me, then I won't learn it. I'm just gonna sit here and not be shit, and I'm just gonna make sure that the world is being taken hostage off of me. Bro, who the fuck are you trying to get with that, bro? That stuff don't work. Citizen Lou, I agree. I agree when these people talk about, oh, what, why they got refugees coming here? Yeah, because they signed a contract saying that they would accept them under certain circumstances. Look at all these billions of dollars going to Ukraine. Yeah, but look at the trillions of dollars that we spent on Iraq and Afghanistan. Did you open your mouth up about that shit? Past 20 years, did you open your mouth up about that shit? No. What, 860 some $1 billion spent on the actual military industrial complex? You complain about that money going out the window? When we was deserts, the people in desert caves and shit? Did you work wasting money? No, because it's always another reason to not take action. And it's always another reason, well, they know our struggle, they know our pain, they should put in the work for us. Like, who the fuck is this we? We've been through a lot. Who the fuck is we? You ain't even out here. You ain't even participating. You ain't even doing shit. And you trying to take over the actual pain and the suffering of other groups of people? What kind of shit is that? Man, we've been voting for 50 years. How old are you? 28? How have you been voting for 50 years? How have you personally been voting for 50 years? You're 28. And Max, you only had 11 years to actually vote. Where do you live? Oh, a liberal city? Okay. You're not dumb. What do you do for a living? Okay, all right, it makes sense. Stuck in a minimum wage job, expecting everybody to level you up, expect people to just put you on as CEO of their company and pay you millions of dollars a year. Say it again. They refuse to even see how easy this shit is to actually look at and see. But the complaints are the same. For what reason? The complaints are the same. Again, they're leveraging your collective ignorance. And it's so easy to get ignorant ass people in high ass number to pay attention to bullshit and popularity based hoe shit rather than things of actual substance. And then they walk up to people who participate and then they try to get those people from participating. Oh, I don't understand why they go over there. I'm like, yeah, it's called participation. The only way you benefit is if you move their shit and if you work for them. It's guaranteed money there if you just build your shit up and just work through them. I do it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem moving tanks and equipment and things that they buy from all over the country from one place to another. I don't have a problem doing that. Why? The money's going to be spent anyway. Yeah, they're just here to leverage everybody else's participation because they too low to actually come out here and participate about shit. They rather call themselves, political agnostics and shit while living in a liberal fucking state. There is not a politically agnostic place anywhere in this motherfucking country. Not even Mississippi or West Virginia is politically fucking agnostic. You got definite sides everywhere. But somehow you could live in California and you could be politically fucking agnostic. Living in a society that everybody else has put in to fix while you sit here and try to fake like your ass is in the middle. You cannot make this shit up, man. While actually fighting against somebody who has done nothing but fight for people. But at the end of the day, unless it says my name is this, they don't even understand what the fuck is going on. They don't understand it. All these programs here, they just simply don't even participate in it. That's the problem. That's exactly what you get when you outsource this shit to the wrong people. You outsource this stuff to the wrong people, you'll never make any progress. Did you know these conversations have been going on since the 60s about a woman's role in the household and the family? Dude, you should have been left this shit the fuck alone a long time ago. Should have been left it alone. Hold on a second, got a call. Yeah, man, these phone calls are getting on my nerves. But this is where we at though. Right now, easiest time to get to the money. You know what they want to do? Spend time online, wait on somebody else to come fix it. It's not gonna be fixed by anybody else. Yep. But they can't wait to just jump on a live stream, show you how dumb they are. Oh, I'm only for self. Oh, I made all this money. What career field? And how did it just disappear under Biden? So you had a career field under Trump, but it just disappeared under. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that, man. But actually, the political ignorance is so high, you can literally get away with this stuff everywhere. That's the problem. If it is the woman who's supposed to give up power, it's the government who's supposed to give up power. It's supposed to be people who just supposed to just pitch in, crowdsource reparations, and just build them an entire community. They can allow them to just sit back and do all this stupid shit with. It's always somebody else who's supposed to be doing all this, not them. I personally say that education should be free. Yeah, man, education should be free, man. Why on earth would you let people pay for education? Like the only education you should pay for out of pocket is liberal arts. That's the shit that you should pay for out of pocket, unless you're leading towards some type of doctoral thing. No, man, all that bullshit you pay for. Well, BGS isn't black pill, man. He isn't black pill. There's nothing black pill about misleading men. There's nothing black pill about that. There's something blue pill about that, but there ain't nothing black pill about that at all. I'm just waiting on him to like take credit for the goddamn Passport Bros song by J. Cole. That's how come I have not did a live stream on it. Cause I just want to see how many stupid motherfuckers got to burn to the fucking ground the moment they start clout chasing off that shit and doing live streams on it. Trust me, I'm just lying in wait. See what these dumbass motherfuckers gonna say. Simply put, they only want to show up when things are popular, but they are nowhere to be found when the workers need to be put in at the first beginning. Me neither. Me neither. But I will cover it. So that way I can show you that these are just normal everyday things that happen. But some dumb ass person is gonna say like, "Look, things are changing. They're making songs about us. Things are changing." Like, no, they're musicians. They make songs about a lot of dumb shit. Dude, in the time you waiting on women to give up power, bro, you could have been got your fucking shit together a long ass time ago. you you, you could have got your shit together like bro, you could have went up several ladders in your actual career field. Bro, you could have been went to the moon with this shit. Or or you could just wait for somebody else to do it for you. That's all it is. Listen, if you'd have took this shit seriously since like 18 to 19, if you would have maximized these opportunities since you were 18 and 19, bro, you would have been already well on your way at 25, like everybody else. But no, they refuse to learn about how the system works. That's exactly what happened. The moment you talked about leaving these dumbass motherfuckers alone and leaving them behind, they will they will automatically weaponize anything that you try to run away from them with. Every time. They'll do it. Every time. Because nothing is a legitimate choice unless you control women with it. Apparently, nothing is a legitimate choice unless you control women with it. Nothing is a legitimate choice until you can bring in all these Bravo Alpha Novembers into it, as you should be, leaving these people alone and behind. Now you don't have to go out on that useless mission of accomplishing all this stuff and then inviting the wrong person into it. Women do the same shit. They go accomplish all this shit and then they invite a guy in that they always wanted to be with into the situation and he fuck it up in a heartbeat. Don't think it's just men who do this shit. Women do the same goddamn thing. The reason why they do that is because they perceive those things to be easy and that you don't have to put a whole bunch of work or time in to be a musician or an athlete when you have to put a hell of a lot of time in to be either one of those things. Again, that is the correct move. Neither should you give a damn about the outcomes because they don't give a damn about yours. But they got all this time to concern troll women that they're not trying to be with at the end of the day. They got all this time to concern troll political circumstances that they're not going to participate in. They got all this time to concern troll and want personal press conferences about things that they've already been told 1,000 times. They got all this time to get up there, and when it comes to substance, can't do it. Always got to gish gallop and troll all over the place. That's all it is. That's all it is. Got plenty of time to be a clown. No time to get things working on their own. You really think the government can make you not participate in society? You you really think the government can do that? The government doesn't erase anyone's ability to not read and comprehend things. The government doesn't have the ability to do that. But at the end of the day, they've invested into stagnation. They've invested into their own doom, and then they want everybody else to come through and try to rescue them from it. All you gotta do is listen to the complaints. And then these individuals jump into productive male conversations and they tell you about their insecurities. Well, all right, man, but you can't do that because blah, blah, blah. No, you can't do that because I'm going to be left behind. That's pretty much what that is. Why would you go do that when that's going to leave me behind? Like a lot of these people know they deserve to be left behind because they know if the shoe was on the other foot, they would leave you behind. Dude, they would leave you behind in an instant. They never shared their gains with anybody, but they want to actually spend their gains and your gains. That's the problem. And no matter what, it's always another reason to be stuck. It's always another reason to pay attention to something that you shouldn't. It's always another reason. You got this grain deal in Ukraine that's about raised prices everywhere. You ain't heard nobody talk about that. You want to know why? Black women ain't involved. It's kind of hard to talk about things when black women ain't involved or the relationship industry complex ain't involved. It's kind of hard to cover it. Participation is super easy nowadays. I mean, it's getting even easier. But when you can't follow simplistic ass directions, it doesn't matter how easy the situation gets. You're just not going to get it no matter what happens. Yeah, that's what these dudes are, man. Somebody's going to sit here and they're going to correct it all for you, all for nothing, all for the free. I'm not going to learn anything about my environment. I'm just going to outsource that to some other person who cares more than I do. Like, bro, that's not how the world works. This is why you got so many individuals acting like children, dressed like children. These people know full well what they're doing is wrong. They're not dumb. They wasn't born yesterday. They wasn't. Then they turn around and support tax cuts for wealthy business people because, like, quote unquote, they create jobs, so they get to rip you off. Like, dude, you can't make this stuff up, man. Once you start to live your life without these people' opinion mattering at all, things get way better for you, way quicker for you. And the only thing they got is their collective forces of failure to try to shame you into helping them. What if you don't give a shit about them failing? What if you don't give a shit about them failing? Yeah, just lead the conversation with that. Like, fuck it. I'd rather have immigrants than you stupid motherfuckers around here. I'd rather have immigrants than dudes who do live streams on women and white supremacy and all. Man, fuck that. I'd rather deal with immigrants than these stupid motherfuckers. I'm not doing that. Man, bro, once I heard that shit, I'm like, this dude doesn't even realize he's a fucking hotep. I mean, Dollar General glasses on and everything. Got the background of it and everything. This shit is crazy how these people just turn this shit on. But when you ask them basic and simple questions, that shit falls apart. Why? You can't debate propaganda. You can't debate dogma. You can't debate closely held beliefs without proof. You can't debate this shit. You can't. Yeah, that too. That too. But there's a lot of productive people who actually help the other side out because they want to be exclusively the only people who have their shit together and they want to keep that door closed to other people. You have a lot of people like that. Productive people who actually maintain the broken circumstances. You got a lot of productive people like that, man. A lot of productive people who don't stand up, who don't say shit, who don't take no side, who don't participate, who don't do nothing. They got to the money, but they don't want to see better circumstances. Because the only thing they got to do is just put in their little job, work at a job, and not even try to correct the society. And then they turn around and complain about said society. Yep. Oh, this person right here, they give good information. Is it on productivity? Or is it on history of bitches that you shouldn't be fucking dating or worried about? This is this is what the fuck we dealing with here. This is what they're trying to build. They're trying to build a better, reason resistant, child support resistant, progressive resistant damn fool right in front of our very eyes. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build the modern day upgraded version of a dumbass nigga. That's all they're here for. They're here to just distract the grand majority from doing what the hell they need to be doing, and then they want to have this actual powwow to see how much actual people they can draw off the course of actual progress. And man, look, as long as you treat these people as if they're doing it on purpose, it will all make sense to you. Treat them as if they are doing it on purpose, and it will all make sense to you. Treat them as if they're doing it on purpose. What's the overall goal of not really understanding how anything works and outsourcing it to people who clearly don't have proof of anything working out for them? Why do you only want to see losers do shit? Why is it that you only want to see losers and clowns make it? Why is it that you want to see idiotic, dumb ass people who don't know anything about anything make it? Why do you want to see that? I don't ever want to fucking see that shit. I don't want to see it. The more you give stupid people hope, the more you give stagnant people hope, the longer you prolong this entire circumstance. Because they're lost, right? Oh yeah, they know how to digest information. As long as it's information to make a current excuse on how come you ain't got your shit together. Oh yeah. What you're dealing with is dudes who live in these urban societies who behave like individuals in the middle of nowhere. They're just black. You have to understand that they have to be provided information on why they're stagnant because they're not going to put in any work to actually fix anything. So they have to be given information on what to say to actually justify their stagnation. That's why they tune into these channels so much because they're not going to fix anything, but they need a justifiable excuse on why they are where they are. Yep. I don't want to grow up. I'm a minister nigga. That's all it is, man. This shit is crazy. It's crazy how stupid people are. And you have to call them stupid and dumb and reprobate. So that way you can put it in context. You have to understand how stupid it is at this point to not understand basic, simple things. It is incredibly stupid at this point to be behaving like that. But they do tune in to the latest complaint about the woman. Yep. Because what they want to do is they want to take their failed circumstances, they want to run it through this processor, and then they want to find the latest complaints about women and stick it there rather than fix their own life. That's what they want to do. Rather than just I ain't got no job. Now that shit is turned into this woman need to behave and act right. Okay, if she behaves and act right, you actually need money to actually run a family right now, and people don't even want to hear that shit. They're like, look, I'm not gonna get my shit together. She's gonna get her shit together, and then she's gonna put me on. Can't help them. Can't help them. But the problem is that they want to drag everybody else down with them. Like that. That's something that I don't get. Like if I decide to be a loser, shit, and I'd be embarrassed as fuck to tell anybody about about simple shit that I haven't figured out. Hey, but that's just me, man. But these people right here, dude, they're not concerned with that shit. They're not concerned with it at all. They go from one place of being radicalized to another place of being radicalized because they have to maintain stagnation at all costs. That is the mandate. The mandate is to maintain stagnation at all costs and protect yourself from all information that could actually fix your problem. These dusty ass fucking brown lanterns. That's what I'm gonna start calling these dumbass niggas. Like they're not even trying to fucking fix shit. They're just trying to find additional shit to complain about. I ain't gonna get my shit together until you give me a 10 out of 10, a job I ain't supposed to have, and a bank account full of money, and a house that I shouldn't even have. Then I'm gonna participate in society. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Bro, ain't nobody gonna give you all that shit. You just put all this shit behind a fucking moonshot, and you just stay your ass there waiting on things to happen, knowing that they ain't gonna happen. Yeah, man. Ignorance. That's the source of their power. The brown lantern of ignorance. That's what it is, man. They want to come up to you, rub. They want to come up to you. They want to rub shit in their hair, so that way you can be embarrassed, so that way you can run away from them in fright. And they just sit there and laugh while they do that dumbass shit, man. That's what these dudes are on, man. Yeah, man. Ignorance, man. That's their god. Ignorance. I'm telling you, man, bro. Listen, man. I don't have no problem watching these motherfuckers suffer, none whatsoever, and you shouldn't either. You have your shit together. The last thing you need to be doing is feeling bad because these people have failed. They've done it on purpose. They've done it on purpose. Why you think they want to be leaders around kids? So that way they can corrupt the kids, so that way the kids will never make it to the real message. The real message of getting their shit together. The real message of, hey man, look, don't have these old ass motherfuckers put their goddamn failures inside your head to the point to where you're not participating in society. That's why they always stay around broken fucking children. It's not that hard to take everybody else with them. Listen, man, bro, listen. I wasted even more time trying to fucking fix family members rather than get this shit straight. You can have your shit all the way straight. You can waste a whole bunch of time all your fucking life trying to fix standing ass family members doing the same shit. I left all that shit alone, bro. I left all that shit alone. There's people on YouTube who know a hell of a lot more about me than my own brothers and sisters. Cause I've left the motherfuckers alone so fucking long ago that I'm not even concerned about what the fuck they doing or what their kids are doing. Unless they're not on that bullshit, they're not helping. Yep. Once you start getting your shit together, all this shit will become. Hey man, look. You know what? I'm gonna have a Brown Lantern Corps actual ring, a suit, and an actual oath. I'm gonna start off with that though, because that's a really good start, Citizen Lou. That's a really good start for the Brown Lantern Corps. But the problem is that nowadays, like these people, they want to seem like they're actually, they still want to feel superior for some reason, and that's what it is. Not being superior, they want to feel superior. Like that's what this roasting and this trolling bullshit is about. Oh, okay. I'm gonna show up to a place. I can't provide any substance. Why don't I try to derail the conversation because I'm a stupid motherfucker? I can't provide any value, but I'm gonna try to derail this conversation because I'm a stupid motherfucker and I don't benefit from progress. That's the problem. The only thing you got to do is drop the link, have these dumb motherfuckers come up, and prove that they can't have a conversation about shit or substance. Everything they talk about is shit in the past when it's 20 fucking 23 and this shit ain't even your fucking problem. But if only you were given a better start by all these other people. Let me tell you what happens when people give those people those better starts and they don't make those kids struggle. I seen this shit. There was people who came out in the neighborhood just to actually sell dope for sport. Yeah, they parents were productive, worked in the factory, all that shit. You know what their sons did? They had all the clothes, all the video games, a car at 15, 16 years old. And you know what happened to most of those dudes? They end up going to jail or prison over some bullshit. Same thing happened with military families. Same thing. Dad and mom, disciplined as fuck, have all these undisciplined ass kids. No different than a barber who has a fucking kid's head that's nappy as fuck. No different than a dentist that have their son or daughter with their teeth all fucked up. Same shit. You could be as good as you want to in one generation. It's just not going to translate well into the next one. But there's still no excuse for failing, though. Yeah, that's what it is. Then they have the nerve to think that they are more superior than everybody else until reality starts hitting them in the face. That's why the first thing that comes out of their mouth is how much illicit, unprovable illicit sex that they get out of women that they can't even provide. You know a stupid motherfucker. They come through and they be on this Pookie Ray Ray shit from like 5 years ago. As the highest point that they can produce in 2023, they're still talking about the Pookie Ray Ray shit. As the highest point of conversation. Man, look, I have to go over that live stream because he said a lot of damaging, far more damaging things in that live stream that I don't think that he noticed that he actually said. But you're dealing with an institutionalized fucking dude, man. And that's what institutionalized motherfucking dudes want to see. They want to see everybody bow down to failure because that's where they at. But if they can drag everybody down to their specific point of view, then they don't feel like that much of a failure and they don't feel like they're surrounded by that much shit. Right? But at the end of the day, fight these people intellectually. You don't try to gish, gallop, roast, and troll your way through nothing. That's the way they act. Fuck that. You come out here and you do what you need to do. You make them come up to where they're at. Don't go down there to where they're at. Don't do anything dumb like that. Yeah, but they are on the collision course of maintaining this specific process here. And here's the thing. If you are sexually interacting with the wrong type of woman, you have to provide a certain level of stupidity to everybody else in society to justify you doing so. You have to find a level of stupidity that you have to provide to people all out. This is why people be on this dumbass nigga shit, but they want to hide it behind comedy. They want to hide it behind, oh, the bitches still choose me over you. Like, okay, what do you have to say of merit? What do you have to put in on the current society? Nothing to say about that. Can't be caught talking about that. Yeah, I mean, because their supply lines might get cut off if they get caught talking about shit that matters. So they have to stay within this cavalcade of nonsense. And they're only going to go around other people who help them be just as stagnant on that same thing. It's on purpose. It can only be revolutionary, someone who really ain't really done shit with their fucking life. Because it's the same conversation from 2015. And a lot of people are stuck in 2015. A lot of people be like, look, until we get our shit off for 50 years, that's when I'm going to stop getting my shit off. Like, bro, listen, you're supposed to be putting in action on a career field and staying away from problematic circumstances, and you're done. That's all you need to do. There's really not much more you need to do other than that. Yeah, they come up to you and try to shame you about homelessness. Dude, I've been homeless twice. Both of those things were my fault. And I had a world class education in life around people who was really going through real shit. I could not wait to get away from them crazy motherfuckers. Even though I still go down there and visit them every time I go back to the Midwest. You can fix this. One generation, you can fix this. Then you have to present, actually prevent yourself from actually making somebody's go at it too easy in the next generation. The only thing you got to do is keep them dudes around and keep them centered in reality and make them work for shit and teach them how everything works. But see, a lot of these adults just want to be the only person who knows shit. They don't want to teach their kids shit so that way they can have a domesticated pet living in their house, which is some whack ass shit on its own right. However, you can be way different than these actual individuals. Way different. The only thing they want to do is have you do all the work or have somebody else do the work. Don't be them. Say it again, Johnny on the spot. Every time I hear one of these ignorant, reprobate pieces of shit start talking about how many women that they done been with, I'm like, all right, another dude who I really don't need to be listening to. Nope. I'm not about to listen to anything that come out of this dude's mouth because he's trying to tell me about his highest accomplishments, which is not really staying away from women, and then turn around and 5 minutes later complain about the same woman. That's all they got left. That's all they got left. Trolling this woman is all they got left. If I can't have her, no one will. If I can't understand her, no one will. Dude, she don't need your help. She don't need your help with all that shit. She don't need it. Remember, these dudes are claiming her. Women ain't claiming none of these dudes. I've never heard a woman in this space come out here and just claim one of these dudes. Never. That's what it is. That's what it is. Until she come back to the table, I ain't doing shit. Okay, great way of taking hostages, my friend. Hey, look, when you take hostages, you got to be sure that the people who want to rescue those hostages. Because you can end up trying to take hostages, and once you start sprinkling salt and pepper and fucking barbecue sauce on your fucking hostages and start eating them motherfuckers, they'll just take the building down. They don't even bother fucking trying to save these motherfuckers at that point. Fuck that. Just go ahead and take all this shit out all at one time. That's the shit to do. Bro, when I listened to that interview and the motherfucker was like, I ain't washing no motherfucking dishes, and it's like, nigga, is that your biggest fucking concern when it come to bitches that you ain't about to wash no fucking dishes, nigga? Like, bro, I look, I didn't know washing dishes was that hard of a motherfucking deal, man. Like, well, what the fuck is on these fucking dishes, bro, that you don't want to wash them bitches? How hard is it to run some hot ass motherfucking water in one sink, right? Sit the dishes in the fucking sink. Loosen up the shit on the motherfucking dishes. Stick it in the motherfucking dishwasher. Close the dishwasher. Put the fucking palm olive or whatever the fuck you use in the dishwasher in there. Walk off, do your own shit. Turn on the fucking garbage disposal. And fucking get rid of the food pieces off the goddamn shit. Run the hot water on the goddamn garbage disposal for about like a minute. Wait till the goddamn dishwasher's done. Dishes are done. You can do that shit in like 2 minutes. That can't be your chief fucking complaint when it comes to women, bro. It's not even up there. And that's an actual class that they taught in fucking high school. Well, they did in Mississippi anyway. Like, like here's the thing, man. Turning yourself into an incel anti-hero for no fucking reason, this shit's not needed, man. A lot of these dudes trying to go viral out this bitch, and the only thing they're doing is making themselves look dumb as shit whenever they start hopping into these places with tons of views. They ain't got no motherfucking common sense or reason or ability to rationalize anything. They come through with these management talking points, which look crazy and ignorant than a motherfucker. People ask you anything about the stats, and you can't say shit because it's all dogma. Then you get muck when niggas challenge you. Then you stay out of places where you can be challenged, and you just have to protect your ignorance at all costs. So you call it a brand. Fuck out of here. That's like a motherfucker. Quality advice with Uncle Stu. Thanks for our super chat. Man, look. Man, look. This woman's gonna fucking take these dudes' heads off, and they know it too. But But see, they want to lose to her though, Black Avenger. That's the problem. They want to lose to her. All right, so and, and you have the black male version of this, the black male version of this. So let me write the black male version of I'm strong and independent. This is to take me as I am oath. This is the analog to I'm strong and independent. This is what men say. This is what men say. This is what weak ass men say. Inside their head, like this is what they say. This is this is the male version of I'm strong and independent. This is what they own. Ever worried about shit that don't matter to cover the fact that they don't want to produce. That's the problem. I'm not going to contribute to anything. I'm not going to organize anything. I'm just going to complain about people who are more productive than I am. I'm going to sit here and actually talk about the LGBT, which is 1% of the population. If you have 80, 90% of 1% of the population that's more productive than about the other part of 5% or 6% of black men in this fucking country that don't participate at all, then yeah, man, you got to fucking keep up, bro. You got to keep up. Yep. Give me, give me the beach first. Give me the beach first. Again, if you paid attention to a week of those live streams from those dudes who are clearly stagnant, you've listened to everything that you've needed to listen to within this society. The only thing is that there's just going to be one more thing that's going to happen that's going to reset the entire clock of stagnation. But your job is not to give a shit about those people. That's what it is. They're like this prison dude who just got out of prison. His highest accomplishment is laying down a Johnsonville brat on a woman who don't fucking deserve it, just so that way he can have a roof over his head. So he went from going to jail over some stupid shit to still being on some stupid shit even after he got out of prison. Bro, you can't make this shit up, man. Can't make it up. And then it come up to you with the simple fact of trying to make you respect their version of masculinity that don't fucking matter. Yep. They do that shit all the time. Actually, while my grandfather is there, like bro, you had dudes who were 40 and 50 years old in the neighborhood who are now 60 and 70 years old, still in the neighborhood, who are still floundering there, teaching the same bullshit that's in this statement, the same bullshit, the same shit that didn't work at all, the same. Oh yeah, but then again, if you're never around better men, the only thing that you're gonna practice is the shit that you're around. But then again, you got to grow out of that shit, realize that you're fucking wrong, and then you got to catch up to actual the rest of society. That's why now with the social media shit, you can see that these people are full of shit. Like if I would have stayed in Mississippi, dude, I would have been on the same shit. I probably would have been dude trying to sell dope number 365, and I probably would have got locked up just like the rest of the motherfuckers. Probably would have had a kid with the same extremely good looking fucking women in the fucking community that never left, who have 7 or 8 kids, most of them taken away from them or died over some bullshit. Yeah, this is why in those communities you're not around men of actual productivity. Productive men are just banned from that shit. But at the end of the day, man, you can sit back, laugh at that shit, and you can just turn around and be like, hey man, never again. Nobody gives a fuck when you're winning, bro. Nobody gives a fuck when you're winning. When you actually winning, when you actually can not worried about these motherfucking collection motherfucker calling you all the time, when you have a motherfucking living in a place, even if it's a 1 bedroom apartment where you fucking start off, but all that money is yours. You ain't got to be worrying about working no 10,000 hours a fucking week, trying to fucking make it, and then spend every fucking dime that you have trying to get another woman to fall for the stupid shit that you own, bro. When you are actually don't have to do that shit no more, and the more that shit is in the rear view mirror, the better off you gonna fucking feel. And you got to be able to want to not recreate this shit in another generation. That's the other great thing about it. Then you have to refuse to hang out with those individuals who do that shit. That's how you feel better about all that shit. You feel better about all that shit when that shit is way in the motherfucking background. Because guess what, man? That time is going to breeze by fast than a motherfucker. And if your ass ain't on some productive shit, if your ass is still on some constantly struggling shit, the only thing you don't do is constantly struggle, bro. But you can get out of that shit today, and just walk the fuck off. This is what 60-year-old men are telling men online. This is why you need men around, man. This is why you need men around to set the fucking story straight. That's why I'm glad my grandfather was there when my father was out of town on this over the road trucking shit. He used to go from wherever Tyson Chicken headquarter is in Alabama. He used to go to motherfucking Texas, and our house was in between. So every he was there, and every other weekend he was off. But all the parenting responsibilities fell upon my mom and my actual grandparents. Because most of my aunts and uncles, they didn't even live in a small ass city like that. And I had 2 examples right in front of my face. I was consistently surrounded by bitch ass niggas. Consistently surrounded by them. Consistently surrounded by these bitch ass niggas who didn't want to do anything with their life, who didn't want to tell kids the motherfucking truth. These are the men who decided that. The same ones who brag on this. Oh well, the one man in the household, and the woman actually chose welfare over the guy. Get the fuck out of here, man. Listen. Then that means that you should have found somebody else to fucking deal with. Not fucking sports fuck on her and give her another fucking kid and give her even more power. That doesn't make any fucking sense. You find new inventory. She found new inventory other than productive dudes to fuck with, right? How come you don't want to do the same thing? That's what I mean by outsourcing this shit to other motherfuckers to fix. You have to fix you. She ain't there to fix you. That's what you gotta do. It's supposed to set you back. That's supposed to do. It's supposed to set you the fuck back. It's supposed to make you fertile ground into running into these dumbass motherfuckers online. That's what the actual community is about. It's to make you trust pro blacks more than you do accurate information. It's literally made to make you do that. It's literally made to make you think about entertainers and fucking ball players rather than actual productive members in society. It's literally made that way for you to care about bullshit more than you do substance. It's literally made that way. It's literally made that way. All this time that you put into impressing women that you shouldn't be with, if you just put 10% of that time into going straight forward into a direction that's career related, and then don't give those gains around those individuals who you used to hang around or those women that you should stay the fuck away from, because it's two groups of people here. It ain't just one. Both groups of people are responsible for the other because they're looking for people in that environment who don't know any better and who is unwilling to do any better. You got so-called PhDs in this space who can't even lay down this type of information. Too worried about the bullshit. Too worried about it. That's why you have this level of stagnation between 25 and 75. Why? They're trying to keep the old system going. Why? They're at the top of the old system. Being at the top of the old system don't require that much, man. It don't require that much. It requires you to be weak, and it requires you to be ran by a strong ass motherfucking woman whose only position is there to be ran with weak ass dudes. Again, every time there's a complaint about a black woman, no matter where the fuck it is, that shit goes on the jumbotron. Every one of these fucking stagnant nigga live streams. Every time a black woman has fucked up anywhere or everywhere, it is up on the big screen. But when it comes to you actually learning about how shit works, the same dudes who do that shit, they ain't trying to help you with that shit. They can't afford to. The real work happens when you turn this motherfucking live stream off. Or else you can just be able to just keep tuning in to your favorite stagnation creator. That is Wacky World of O's term. I like it. Your stagnation creator. They here to take the complaints about your real life and translate that shit into complaints about Keisha or complaints about the government or complaints about other shit to remove you from knowing that taking action can actually get stuff done. They want you to actually send that through the bullshit filter so that way you can have fresh talking points about why you're stagnant, fresh talking points about other people to blame, fresh than the motherfucker, hot off the presses. Keisha don't know how to act. That's why I ain't shit. I mean, it's crazy when you put it all together. But this is currently where we at. Yeah, that's what it is. Not understanding that the dominant society is going through the actual devolution of the family system, just like we went through in the fucking 80s and 90s. This shit is happening right now in your nearest rural community. Yeah, it's happening in your nearest rural community, and nobody's even talking about it. So are you talking about all this supremacy-based bullshit? Like, bro, these people are suffering the consequences of not learning from our mistakes and failures. The only thing they don't have is mass incarceration, but they do have a mass of actual kids that are actually being misguided by the actual people that are there. Yep, that's what it is. ESPN. We cover black women fucking up everywhere, anywhere. Din din. Tonight at 9, Keisha fucks up again. Can you believe it? She's supposed to be perfect. Look at this traditional woman acting like a Keisha. Look at there. You're never going to find a bitch at this rate. You're never going to find a bitch at this rate. Yep. Their job is to refocus it on women. Take their own circumstances and just refocus it on women. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose because these people want to win so fucking bad, man. They will believe anything. They want to redirect their pain and frustration on anyone. And the woman is where it has actually, for the primary reason, have always gone, but they've done it to productive men in the past. Now it just primarily goes on to the woman now. I ain't got my shit together. Let's go blame us a Keisha. We gonna go find you a Keisha to blame for this shit that you got going on in your life. That's what it is. Top 20 fuck ups by Keisha. Yep, that's what it is. Breaking news. Another Keisha fucks up again. Can you believe it? We can't go 2 hours without black women acting the fuck up. Can you believe it? Are you a sorry motherfucker? You ain't got your shit together? We will give you a Keisha to blame. We will give you a Keisha to redirect all your hatred onto. Yeah, that's what it is. Meanwhile, you getting your shit together, these dudes are rubbing their hands like motherfucking Birdman, waiting on you to come back and take care of the woman that they got pregnant. So that way you can be the fresh dude with the fresh productivity. So that way she can live off of you, your child support. So that dumbass nigga and her can live off your fucking child support while he still don't do shit. That's what it is. See, the crazy thing is that you wasn't supposed to put this shit in their face like that. You wasn't supposed to figure this shit out. You was only supposed to figure it out the moment you got in the system itself. The best position you can have right now is to not be stuck in these circumstances. It ain't even about the women at this fucking point. In fact, a lot of them, well, not that many of them as you would may think, they run the other motherfucking way and just don't even fuck with this shit at all. You can do the same. Again, our numbers ain't even that high. The wrong people have been having kids for years. That's how it be. That's how it be. I'm telling you. Oh, look at that productive man. Keisha, go talk to him. Show him some attention. Look at that dude advertising. Look at that dude advertising in his damn BMW. What are you doing around here? Keisha, go get him. Go speak to him. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go fuck him raw. He about to give us a kid and he about to take care of all of us. That's right. Come over here, dumb nigga. That's right. Come over here. That's right. That's right. And then they teach you that you're not even to expect things out of women. Stupid shit. Stupid as fuck. But this is what the fuck has been going on though. Nah, come on, man. That's why I say, man, like, bro, listen, man. All these dudes are all sides of the same coin, man. Look, I don't give a fuck about no dude who's trying to gain the respect of bad women, man. Once you stop giving a fuck about those dudes and you leave them to their own devices and you stay out of the zones that they're in, and if you're stupid enough to be going to that guy for fucking advice on how to get there, most of these dudes are nothing but parasites. They feed off the brokenness of people. Can't afford to actually go out there and participate in the process correctly. They need those people here. The Black Pineapple Show. Oh my God. But at the end of the day, they want a bad solution. They want a bad solution to be good. And you can't help people like that. And again, they're just waiting on somebody else to come fix the system for them. Imagine if you've been in this system 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, barely productive, trying to outsource this shit to any and everyone else. You're going to consistently be behind. This shit ain't nobody else's fault but theirs. Yep. We need SBE. We need SBE. I don't wear it, but I need it. Dude, I think they're both equally bad, by the way. Equally bad. But that's what you have. Like, dude, functional societies don't need male proxies like this that fucking feed men back into their own pain. Yeah, stupid as shit. I gotta go check on this property here in St. Joseph. So I want to thank you guys for coming through. I'm the man tomorrow. The reason why I'm doing these live streams is to run these dudes out of all their fucking arguments. And tomorrow, sometime during the day, I'm gonna go over there to Wacky World of O live stream, the Black Authority. It's no different than going over to Tariq Nasheed, same group of dumbass niggas who want a black only fucking solution, who want a black and dumb nigga based fucking solution for everything. Yeah, what's going on, Roger Spice? Listen, man. At the end of the day, I do care about where the fuck you going. And I do give a fuck about that. I do. I don't want to be the only motherfucker up here. I'm telling you everything you can to get up here. One, get a career. Please get one. That's the only way you're gonna be able to turn that shit into a business. You gotta go get some skills, bro. It's too easy to get them nowadays. You should not be trapped in a low income job. You should not be trapped talking about fucking immigrants. You should not be trapped talking about women that you don't need. You should not be trapped by older black men in your stagnant ass environment who's leading you into nothing, who's trying to break your spirits about how shit works and deliberately not telling you how shit works so that way he can have somebody who he's better than. Again, all these people are running the same fucking game on you, which is very easy to stop it being ran on you. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through. I am the man of tomorrow. I am here to prevent the days of future past. And you guys have a really nice day. Peace.